All right, let's dive into a short, sharp, and seriously chilling story that has thousands and thousands of readers completely hooked. We're gonna get right into the heart of the suspense. Okay, just picture this. You are getting ready for what's supposed to be the absolute best day of your life. The flowers are perfect, guests are showing up, and the love of your life is waiting for you. But something feels terribly, terribly wrong. And that's literally where the story kicks off. Our main character, she's found the man of her dreams. In just a couple of hours, they are gonna be husband and wife. You know, everything seems perfect, or at least it's supposed to be. And there it is. This is the moment that perfect picture just starts to shatter. That whole idyllic setup, it's hiding a really dark secret. One single terrifying problem. Wow, talk about a chilling reveal. This is not just some case of pre-wedding jitters, right? This is a straight-up life or death situation. Somebody is actively trying to stop this wedding, and they don't care how they do it. The stakes could not possibly be any higher. So a premise this nail-biting could only come from a real master of suspense. Now that we're all completely hooked, let's talk about the author behind all these chills, Freida McFadden. And listen, we're not talking about just any author here. We are talking about a #1 New York Times bestseller. That status alone tells you you're in the hands of a storyteller who knows exactly how to build that creeping tension and then hit you with a shocking twist. Freida McFadden has pretty much become a household name in the thriller world, and for a very good reason. She is an absolute master of the domestic thriller. You know, taking these seemingly perfect lives and just flipping them inside out to show you the darkness underneath. This story is a perfect example of her style. Now, what makes this story even more interesting is that it's not just a standalone thing. Nope. It's actually a super important piece of a much larger and wildly popular puzzle. So let's check out where the housemaid's wedding fits into the whole series. So here's the deal. This story was written specifically to fill in the space between the second and third books in the series. It's a fantastic treat for all the dedicated fans out there, but it's also a perfect, bite-sized intro if you're new and just want a taste of what all the fuss is about. For anyone who wants the full edge-of-your-seat experience, the reading order is pretty important. You'll want to start with Book 2, which is The Housemaid's Secret. Then jump into this short story, The Housemaid's Wedding. And then you finish it off with Book 3, The Housemaid is Watching. It is the perfect bridge to keep that tension going. But hey, you don't have to just take my word for how gripping this story is. The reader reaction has been absolutely massive. So let's just take a quick look at the numbers, because they really do speak for themselves. Over on Amazon, the story is holding a very, very strong rating. Now, 3.9 out of 5 stars is pretty solid for any book, but what is truly staggering is the sheer number of people behind that rating. We're talking more than 94,000 ratings. That is just an incredible amount of engagement, especially for a short story. It just goes to show how many people read this and just had to share what they thought. And if you thought that number was big, just wait. Look at Goodreads. Over 295,000 ratings. The community of readers invested in this series is absolutely enormous, and they are definitely showing up for this one. And get this isn't some book that was a hit a year ago. It is currently number 13 on the Amazon charts this week. This story is happening right now, being read by thousands of people as we speak. So after all that, the author, the incredible buzz, the insane numbers, it all comes back to one thing: the story itself and that terrifying problem that we started with. And we're right back where we began. A bride on her wedding day facing a threat that could end everything before it even starts. Every single moment is just packed with suspense as that clock ticks down to her vows. I mean, that's the ultimate question, isn't it? That's what drives this whole story. Is she going to figure out who's threatening her in time? Will she actually survive long enough to say I do? Or is somebody gonna get their deadly wish? Well, there is, of course, only one way to get the answer. This explosive little story holds the key to whether our bride makes it down that aisle or meets a very different fate. The link to this book is in the video description.